Hello and welcome, one and all. I'm Enviroboy, known to some as Scott, known to others as all manner of names, may or may not be of positive connotation. Either way, we're here to play some Subnautica on this fine day when finally the smokes of all manner of forest fires have depleted, and one might think it would be better spent my time outdoors and enjoying nice things instead of inside playing games. But alas, here we are. This is what we'll be doing for the foreseeable half hour. And that's all that I have for an intro, so we'll just get it over to the game. I don't exactly remember what I was doing beyond the fact that I am in pitch black and buried in the oceans. There's stuff around here. Don't recall where I am. I don't have a strong recollection of most of what's going on here. I feel as though Oh, there we are. We're gonna go down here, presumably. Okay. Well, I guess that answers that question. I feel as though I might have suffocated and died at some point, as is wont to happen in a place like this. But we'll go ahead and swim down here. I would like this to not be in my face right now. We have a life pod down here and see what we find. If we can get in. Is there anything of value? No, there's nothing of value. Why would there be anything of value? Why are we here? Is there nothing to find? How do I turn on the light? There we go. Okay. So we find nothing of import or value. Oh, we've found everything. Oh, I remember this place. I actually remember exactly where we are now. Okay, so we were there. We'll go back up to the Sea Moth 2021, and we'll resume. Belinda makes her descent back, or her ascent back to the sea bug, where she can presumably avoid dying. The thing manages to locate, anchor itself in place, similar to the one lady exploring or traveling all the way from one coast to Hawaii with the rowboat. Did you see that? That thing was incredible. The boat would just like hold itself in place while she wasn't driving it. It was remarkable. It was an impressive feat of engineering, and frankly, I would equate it personally to something like magic. If I didn't know better, and even if I do know better, I'd still say it's probably at least a little magical how it works, because technology is confusing and frightening to most of us, and that explains for many of us. Can we cut open this door? Yep, we can cut open this door. We'll go ahead and do exactly that and see what we find inside of here. But magic can often be what we invoke when life is confusing and frightening, and my willingness to do the same thing could maybe offer a little bit of understanding to those who hear things like scientific wonders and think to themselves, well, what kind of racketeering is happening here? As you try to sell me the nonsense of, do I have, I don't know that I feel as though, yeah, we have done exactly that. What do we have here? Is there anything else in here? Was that all there was to find? It's very possible that's all there was to find. Can we go in here? Can go in here, and that's exactly where we came from. What was that glowing light? What's this? Apparently it's nothing. Should be careful to get myself caught in places and not drown and die as I have done a multitude of times. Can we go up there? No, we can't go up there.
Meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
That's wonderful to know. Oh wait, hold on. Where's the sea moth? Wait, why isn't it showing up on my screen? Wait a second. There you are. Okay.
30 seconds.
I know. It's that we're dying. Belinda, make some remarkable recovery back to her thing.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Well, that seems unfair considering we barely touched it, but that's fine. I guess that's fine. We'll leave this here. and continue exploring here. We're exploring the depths, as one is often wont to do when there's nothing to do but explore said depths. And so this is what we'll do. And we'll be gaining all kinds of equipment that we don't need, because what else would one do when in the depths of the oceans at large? Give some salts, why not? As we explore and make sure we know everything there is to find within this findable, searchable area. Seems as though perhaps we can continue. Here we go. Let's cut our way through here, as long as our oxygen permits. And we'll just take our time and explore, like a dentist carving out the cavity of a small child's tooth when they had just too many sweets at the holidays, and you know, we're joyfully forgetting that they should brush their teeth even though they're on vacation from school and hanging out with grandma and grandpa for most of the day. It doesn't change the necessity of things, because they don't themselves fully understand the importance of things. In much the same way we carve our way into this building, removing the rotted metals of neglect down, so far down, and extracting the suit of extreme power and survivability, and not not quite ready to build it, because we'd have to go back to places, and there's still things to find in here, and we want to
Passing 200 meters.
make sure we find all of those things, and
Greatly decreased.
you know, and we're trying to be methodical and purposeful in how we approach all of the findings of these things. Where's a light? We need to be able to see things. And here we go. We can just go back in here and carve it away up here. It will glow with the embers and heat of the depths of the planet for ages and centuries. It will glow forever, and the heat will never dissipate. And we can come up with some sort of fictional explanation relating to, you know, the nature of pressures and stuff, and we have the exciting discovery of the bench, the ever elusive bench, the necessary critical bench of power for seating as the butt cheeks can expand and pancake out in the comfort of relaxation after so much exploration. And so we find the photo of the forgotten lady of love from some unknown ship guy that is now no longer alive, because, you know, these things do happen when space shuttles collapse and explode and leave those of us without death to survive. The photo remains, and the memory remains, though the one who would hold the photo and remember the memory is long since crushed into powder, so that they can't be found at the depths of this, even though a living person can presumably be fine here, as evidenced by the fact that we are a living person and largely fine here. Perhaps not by the, you know, just definitions and descriptions of a doctor, but of a guy just hoping to make it through another day. We seem to be fine. So we're here exploring. We found half of one piece of equipment, and it makes it hard to leave quite yet, because finding the remaining pieces is oftentimes best done in the same area. We find stuff that we've already found and don't need to find again. It's wonderful, I guess.
Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency.
Somewhere around here, perhaps, we could assume that maybe there's more stuff to find. Keep searching. Thermal plant fragment. We've done plenty of these things. We're just gaining stuff that we don't really need anymore. Just trying to find whatever pieces of whatever things we can find here. Bioreactor fragments. Full inventories. And disappointments all around. Moon pool fragment can be searched and found for the blueprints and the extensive, excitable noises of discovery. Like one one young Link finding a toy sword in a treasure chest and celebrating as he does. The office chair of power has been discovered now, and nothing will stop us from being the most effective bureaucrat in this entire planet of nothing living and sentient. Instead, it's only us. It's just us here being incredible and remarkable in our own ways. Ways that everyone else wishes desperately that they could find the same level of meaning and success that we've found, but they can't. They simply can't. They can't meet our powers and abilities the way that we've accomplished everything that we have, because we are the masters of this planet. We are the sentient creatures with the opposable thumbs that none can withstand the power and might of the mighty jaws of death and consuming the flesh, or nothing as of nothing to us when we can use our thumbs to create the chambers of rebirth that bring us back again and again. These creatures, these sad, pitiful creatures that wish that they were anything. The behemoths that swim, they think they are the gods, but they are nothing but the clouds and water ships of traveling that we use. We can harness them. Thank your lucky blessings that I've decided to create a vehicle, O behemoth, instead of lassoing you and putting on the reins of control and riding you like a beautiful whale or dolphin through the oceans as though a horse through the ranches, when barrel racing is all the entertainment we can find. Anyways, we calm ourselves and consider saying goodbye to this extensive place, though we have not found every part of some of the things we started to find. Sometimes limits are what they are, and we are at the limits, most importantly, most critically, of our ability to hold on to things. So we are limited, and so it will be that we can't find anything else. We travel through the pillars of creation, the space within this ocean, where the ocean floor mimics the space gases and dusts that form columns of beautiful wonder and mystery that none shall understand. For if they were to fly there, they would find themselves as nothing but a speck of dust in the eternal expanse of creation, that eons will produce planets, and we will remain nothing but the confused little ants hoping that God does not get bored with a magnifying glass one day and end all that we could have or could ever be. That's all we are as they migrate. We migrate past the behemoths of various size. We see the behemoth and baby myth of the life cycle that's beautiful and insignificant to us. The baby is adorable and yet nothing to me. And I go on in my slightly crooked angle as the moth just flies and goes.
Seek fluid intake.
And so as we sit here desperately needing to fluidize ourselves and come up here and perhaps heal our vehicle before going and getting some food and water, we come here, we'll exit. I don't know how to recover or repair this thing. I know we have a repair tool. What's this thing? I forget what the repair tool is. It's somewhere in here, I think. I don't know. That's the habitat builder, the scanner, repair tool. We do have a repair tool. We can put that there. And we pull out the repair tool. And oh, that's not what we need. Hold on. No, escape, and repair. We dropped one of our things. It's fine. It's no big deal. Access upgrades. We can, that's how we build the upgrades. And functional laboratory equipment. I don't know what that is for. And we'll store it. We go into the habitat. We must check our supplies and see what we can come up with. We have our aquarium. that just has a couple creatures stored in it they're of nothing to me. I can come in here, store some of these things until it's full. Into the next one. The same. Always the same. Storing supplies to eventually make all kinds of... Oh, hey, look at that. We had water already. It was never an issue. It was never an issue whether we had water or not. It was only an issue of whether we remembered it and drank it.
Stabilizing.
And with the stable vitals, we'll go out and go to the cruel trapping mechanisms of the critters that desperately wish they could be free, but instead find themselves captured and awaiting death as my hands, the hands of control and doom for them, come for them and grab them. Belinda, we are Belinda, bringer of death to fish and probably other things. Maybe these things aren't fish. Biologically speaking, they're probably not related to the fish as we know them. Because why would they be if they're simply from another planet? They are not the creatures, the fish of evolutionary descent that we would recognize as anything fish-like. They just simply live in water. So colloquially, I suppose it makes kind of a certain amount of sense, but functionally speaking, it's of little benefit. If we need this, we need more diamonds. Always diamonds. Gosh darn it, we need diamonds at all times. There's so many diamonds. Hold on, we need to, for the sake of propriety and making sure we recognize everything we did, we got signal life pod 19 has been handled. We can, was that the one? That's the one that we were at. I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and do that one, and that's hidden. So now we have one life pod 12. So hold on, wait, if it was life pod 19, trying to remember where that was found and making sure we can mark it as having been found. Hold on, we'll pause for the sake of you not being bored with me messing with a different screen. 1 second. Okay, we're back. I had to manage things. So much management to be done with all this exploring. Blueprints, we'll just mark these things as looked at just for the sake of being able to go on. Essential module for long-term exploration. Right, function is as a dry dock for small vehicles such as Seamoth and Prawn Suit. Large central chamber contains a pressurized pool which provides ready access to the surrounding waters and comes as a standard with equipment for raising and charging a vehicle. When outfitted with vehicle modification station, the moon pool can be used to build and equip vehicle upgrades. So it's just a vehicle docking station that may or may not actually be all that critical to us. I'm not perfectly sure what the benefits of that are, but we have it as an option. And now we can from here make the stasis rifle. I'm not concerned about making that right now. I want to make this reinforced dive fins, and then we also can make other things here, like the module depth, the Mark II Seamoth. We need the Seamoth Mark 1. There's like enhances diving depth considerably. We need to get these modules. We have stuff to make. First, we have water and food to make, so we can zoom. I understand, radio, I hear you. Ready to make all the calls in the world for us. This is understandable, but you need to wait your turn. Dang it, we're busy making water and stashing it for later as we're going to need it. Of course, we always need water. We always are going to need water, and that's just the way of things. We make all of our stuff here. And noticing our power dropping every time we make something. Hopefully our solar systems will replenish it when the daylight arrives, as we watch the power slowly dissipate, slowly disappear as happens. We have our stuff now. Now we can just go crazy. We're just gonna go so crazy eating everything. And then drinking everything too. So much water. Oh my god, we have so much stuff. Okay, let's check the radio.
This is Life Pod 7. Coordinates attached.
Okay.
Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust. Requesting assistance. 7 out.
Okay, life pod
Signal
7.
coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Okay, so we have potential other locations. Stress signals, we've got our voice logs there. The blueprint, I'm not going to worry about the blueprints for now, or maybe I am, I don't know. Let's just scroll down and see what we have. Upgrades, the titanium. If we want to make this one, we need titanium ingots and glass. Where does that get made? Hold on, does that get made in the where is it? Where's our crap? Oh, up here. Is it made in this thing? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was insane. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, jeez, oh, Pete's, man. Everything's just... No, deploy this. Where do I deploy this? Deploy it. Why won't you deploy this? There we go. Okay, there. Thank you. Yeah, climb up and use the bay. Just gotta use it, man. We gotta use it and figure out what we can make here. Vehicles. So it doesn't make the vehicle. How do I make the upgrades? Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Does it get made in this thing? Even though it's been, it defines itself as an upgrade. Do we make it in here? Deployables. Isn't it resources, perhaps? Electronics, advanced materials, basic materials. Is it? It makes no sense. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. We did the habitat builder. We can put that back there. We have. I'm so confused. Genuine confusion. I don't understand what the laboratory thing is for. Put this in. Can we just store that? Let's just store that. I don't need that right now. It's confusing and difficult to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to be doing right now. If I wanted to, hold on, I do want, there was one thing I wanted to consider making, which was not the scanner room, hold on, no, is an interior module, aquarium, power cell charger, locker. Do not have, it's in miscellaneous, nope. Interior pieces, what's that? Oh, the alien containment, ingredients unknown. We still need to find more of that stuff, okay. All right, we're not ready for more stuff yet. That's fine. We can go ahead and find, if we're in here, life pod. Where's life pod 7? We still don't have the origin of the signal coordinates yet, so that's fine, I suppose. We can go ahead and just make this one visible now. We'll just go ahead and explore more stuff. That's, I mean, when all else fails, go ahead and explore stuff. We can make, I don't understand how to make the Seamoth module 1. Hold on a second. If we go to our blueprints, where's, like, what do we make? I'm so confused. It's fine. We'll probably figure it out at some point. For now, I think it's fair for us to just go in here and we can just go ahead and explore some other stuff.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
There's always more stuff to explore. Let's go here and see what we can find. So life pod 12 sunk to the ocean bed. Put to bed. Put to sleep like a baby in need of sleep after a solid meal and burping. The life pod so has landed and is on the ground underneath all of this water, the crushing depths, the scary oogity boogity groaning of the monsters, the behemoths that are presumably not dangerous, as they have proven themselves to not be all that dangerous to us so far. And we'll just go ahead and use that precedence as, you know, reliable sense of security as we travel. Because what else do we have? Everything else, if we can't trust that, then we can't trust anything. And, you know, sometimes you need something to trust in this world. And some might call it irresponsible to so blindly trust in things, but I find that, you know, at least then if I get betrayed and find myself in deep doo-doo, then at least I can have enjoyed time of, you know, of happiness and believing that things might actually be okay, at least every now and then. So, like, you know, there's a trade-off to be had there. There they are. Wow, there's so many of them. They formed a pod. They have heard me. I fear they may have heard me speaking ill of them and their inabilities to conquer me as I turn the tables and be the one that may conquer them. And so now they are unionizing and preparing themselves to be the ones that can be the dominant ones of all times and places.
Warning. Maximum depth reached.
It's possible,
Damage imminent.
but not the worst thing. Okay, this might be a dangerous situation.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased. Passing 200 meters.
Yep,
Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
probably gonna be okay. Found the repulsion cannon.
New blueprint acquired.
That's great. On 12, Danby's crew log.
Not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been.
He's a liar. He's a liar and a sneak.
What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open?
Well, those are questions that can be asked.
Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts.
Keep
For that,
scanning him. Scan
I'm
him.
perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network?
I know, he's probably gonna kill us in some
bleeding?
part, but let's keep
I've
scanning.
got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got
There we
skin
go.
irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease?
Well, you know,
I think I'm actually going to
these are legitimate questions, but also it seems like your panic is probably taking over.
And several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region.
Well, it's
Exercise
probably from these
caution
eels that were
diving deeper.
causing massive damage to my body. It's understandable that we would see those things and perhaps be a little shocked and startled and injured, but, you know, we made it through there. We have also unlocked the repulsion cannon. Propulsion cannon is a modification of the base propulsion cannon, which enhances its propulsion effect at costs of the ability to draw objects closer. It can be fabricated using a modification station. It's commonly employed in self-defense and less than lethal firearm. That's nice in its own form, I suppose. And then we have the amp eel that says, a powerful and inquisitive predator found inhabiting the deep waters of the reefs and bulb bush colonies. Electrical prongs, torso-mounted prongs, generate a powerful electrical current, which the amp eel uses to incapacitate its prey. Its jaws are large, flexible jaws studded with sharp teeth. A faster, stronger, and hungrier predator lives on the reefs. It appears to avoid the amp eel. Assessment: avoid or incapacitate. Well, that's not how we started things, but we can do that moving forward. With this successfully explored, this, wait, hold on, the voice log, which, this is, what life pod did we just explore? Wait, hold on a second, I already forgot the number. Life pod 12, again, we can mark 12 as having been found and explored. Once we can find where the heck that was, that's, wait, hold on. I'll find it and I will remove it from my exploration stuff. Life pod 12, okay, it's been found. And so we found there's the thermal vent that's there. We found that. I'm just marking everything as seen. And so now we're at a point that we could probably call it an episode. We've done some exploring and we've done some courageous declarations about our superiority, our supremacy over these giant floating football field airplanes, or whatever you want to call them. I'm sure they have names, but I've long since forgotten them, largely because I was not paying much attention. You know, my way, I suppose. But for now, we'll say thank you for joining us. As always, we express our love and appreciation for everyone. When exploring the ocean, keep an eye for the beautiful Epcot farms where the giant spiky globes of wonder can be found growing anew, so that we may create many a food court with international foods all across the galaxies and universes that we explore. See them in their youthful wonder. They are only just a fraction of the size they'll become, and if you find them, it is a sight to behold. So search the oceans, both with submarines and just with a little bodysuit, and you can find such Disney-style wonders. And then that's all. Love you. Bye. Goodbye. No, the hotkey made me leave. I should stay in here. It seems like it's kind of a cheat code to being safe, just hiding inside of the little submarine that we have. And, you know, that's kind of nice, being able to just reliably be safe as we continue to mumble and distractedly speak in this strange character voice, of which I've decided to commit myself for reasons unknown hardly even to me, let alone anyone else. You're welcome.